Hello students, welcome to ShirtBack Academy. In our lesson today, we're going to begin Module 5 in the ITF Plus course, Database Fundamentals. This lesson will cover Section 5.1, Database Concepts. Let's begin. Databases are organized collections of structured information that's stored electronically in a computer system. Databases will use a management system to provide the interface for users to work with data. Database management systems are commonly abbreviated DBMS. There are four common database features that we will learn about. We commonly abbreviate them as CRUD, C-R-U-D. C is for create. Create means we add new information into the database. R is retrieve. We return data based on certain search criteria. U will update. This is the modifying of the existing data records. D is for delete, which is the removal of older and unnecessary records from the database. The most common database type are relational databases. A relational database is any one that is created with structured query language, or SQL. Databases use tables to structure and organize their data. Within a database table are fields. Fields are the individual data entries into the table. A database table is segmented into rows and columns. Rows are the horizontal data displays within a table. Columns are the vertical data displays. A non-relational database is any type that does not use the SQL language. Some common non-relational database types include key-value pairs, graphing, and flat files. A flat file is a non-relational database type that uses a simple listing or table layout. To the right, you see an example of a flat file. It is a listing table of a group of runners, their times, and ages. Flat files can be handwritten or typed. Their output is paper or spreadsheet. A flat file will have a uniform data display format, but it will lack any structure to recognize or index data relationships. Delimiters are formatting conditions placed on flat file data. The delimiter type will depend on which data is displayed. An example of a delimiter are lists that separate their elements with commas. Importing data is the transferring of data from external files or tables into a newly created database. Spreadsheets are a common application and source of data tables to import into database systems. Many data types are able to import into a database, including spreadsheets, text files, and other database tables. The database administrator should be the only permission level user to import the data. This will help to maintain integrity and accuracy. Inputting data is the entering and storing of new information in the database. The method of data input will vary with the database type. Direct entry is creating new records by typing information into fields. Data forms are interface boxes that allow users to enter new entry information. An example of a data form is in the screenshot to the right. Importing is transferring data records from an external file. An SQL language can program for the entering of new data into the database. Database queries are requests for data from a database table or tables. The most common query language is SQL, Structured Query Language. Data generated from queries can be displayed in reports, graphs, and spreadsheets. Database queries will use select statements to identify the attributes in a database they wish to return data from. Many databases will contain multiple tables. Our queries can retrieve data from individual tables or multiple within the database. Database reports are the output results from the data that's returned from queries. Database reports have many applications and are typically built in with enterprise database systems. Our reports are only as good as the search criteria. Our database queries must return relevant data for our reports. Our data reports can display data relationships in graphical charts, text documents, and tables. Records are the individual data entries in a database table. Records are the horizontal rows in the table. Each record will have multiple attributes that are defined by the vertical columns within the table. In our example to the right, we have several attributes: first and last name, address, city, and age. Tuples are small groupings of related records that we return from a database query. Database storage is the organization and structure of database table information. Tables are stored on hard disk drives of database server computers. Modern websites will rely on databases for storing articles and published content. Three common database storage structures are heaps, B+, and ISAM. Heaps are a tree-based structure that uses root-child storage. This means that the subfolders must be smaller than the parent. B+ will store data records after sorting through all database tables. It's a very comprehensive data retrieval technique. ISAM is a data retrieval method where the users will select the criteria for returning records. That will conclude this lesson. In our next lesson, we will cover Section 5.2, Database Structures. If you have any questions about the contents of this lesson, please review the course notes and the exam objectives for Section 5.1. We thank you for following along in the video today. We will see you in the next one. Enjoy the rest of your day, everyone.